Okay, so I want to talk about complaining. All of us, we hate listening to complainers. We complain about complainers, but then sometimes we like to be a complainer, right? Like we want people to empathize with our complaint. We want people to kind of have take pity on us. We want people to jump on the bandwagon like, "Yeah, you're right. That's awful." Right? Like we kind of want that validation or that feedback from people. But when we think about it, like, so what is complaining? Complaining is looking at a problem or situation. Let's say looking at a situation and focusing on what's not right about it, what we want to change, right? Maybe how it's unfair, how it shouldn't be that way. And ideally, we would want a solution, right? We want to resolve this. But have you ever caught yourself when you are complaining and someone tries to shift the conversation towards a solution that you kind of sometimes become defensive? That you're like, well, you just don't understand. Or, yeah, well, I've already thought of that. I've already tried everything. That maybe feel like they're judging you for offering, like, well, what about this or what about that, right? And in a lot of ways, what we're doing is resisting a solution. We kind of are wanting to stay in the complaining, feel sorry for myself, kind of self-pity mode. And I think we all do this to some degree. I don't know, there must be something about misery that even though it's uncomfortable, it's comfortable, right? And that whole idea like misery loves company. So if someone else isn't jumping into our misery with us and they're trying to be like, well, let's look at a solution. What about this? What about this? Then all of a sudden, like, yeah, you're the enemy. Don't you know that we're complaining here, right? But really, what is it that we want? We want solutions. We want out of the problem, right? So why do we resist that? Just something to be onto yourself about, right? So if you're talking to someone and you're complaining and they try to go, a lot of times this will happen. There's kind of the men are from Mars, women are from Venus. The men like just trying to fix it. Like, and you're just supposed to listen to me. Yes, sometimes you just want to be heard. But do you just want to be heard or do you just want to complain, right? Like if you want to be heard, so you're thinking it out so you can find the solution. But like here, let me tell you all the details so we have a good understanding of what's actually happening. That's one thing, right? Like I want to just be really clear about what's happening. But is it, I just want to talk and talk and talk so I can complain and vent and complain and vent, right? So remember, you really actually do want a solution. Solutions take you out of the problem and moving forward down the road to just where you really want to be, right? So catch yourself if you're complaining and you don't want to go to a solution when it's offered. Like why? Why don't you want that? What is it about that? And hopefully you'll find some insight for yourself, okay?